Alright, Mo, welcome to the vault. This is third quarter moon in Leo. I forgot it was a lunation, but I remember when I was in the shower. So salutations to Lord Ganesha, who has curved trunk, who has a large body, and whose splendor is similar to a million suns. O Lord, please make my undertakings free of obstacles, extending your blessings in all my work always. Blessings to Ganesha. Blessings and acknowledgement. Salutations to all the cosmic energies. You know what I'm saying? Blessed Lord. Salutations to the Lord. You feel me? So this is the chart for this third quarter moon. Third quarter moons is a square between sun and moon. Squares create tension, bit of disharmony, friction. What they need, or it's like the movement kind of slow. So when you're a child, or like growing up in school, depending upon whatever, you doing too much. You got so much energy. I go sit in the corner. And you sit in the corner because of the way that the energy flows in the corner. It get a little trapped, so it don't got nothing to do but either slow down or kind of like pivot and get out of there. You dig what I'm saying? So you either pivot or you just slow down for that corner. A square is a corner. I'm playing racing games lately. It's a reason I don't play them. But you hit a corner, you gotta slow down, or you take it and you just like you might have to slide through that jump. That's the idea of a square, right? With a couple examples. So third quarter moon is a breakdown. First quarter moon require a little bit more momentum. You might have to get some motion going. Third quarter moon is where, all right, now you coming across this one bend and you gotta slow down. Feel me? I guess third quarter moon would be like taking a turn on the right, taking a sharp right turn. You might spin out. Don't spin out. So moon in Leo is the instinct to depend upon oneself and the way of expressing oneself. You know what I'm saying? Just depend upon one's own sense of self, having a sense of self, right? It's square sun, so it's the inner conflict and the habits and tendencies, right? And its sun is in Scorpio, so it's going to undergo a transformation. Transform a certain habit or instinct to do something. Right? So third quarter moon in Leo is tension and friction in the way that one expresses itself or one's own sense of self. Sun as dispositor is in Scorpio, a field of transformation. So intense changes and transformations, or planets in Scorpio they gotta undergo intense changes and transformations. Sun is natural planet of character, authority, purpose, vitality. So the purpose and character changes. It undergoes a change. Something is going on, but beneath what we can see. Scorpio is 8th house, that's like beneath the surface. All things hidden, all things that you can't see, all things that cannot be predicted. Right? So it's a breakdown in the way one expresses themselves, deep changes in self-expression. Moon is in the star Maga, which is linked with ancestors, Pichis, ancestral spirits, the forefathers of humans and non-humans, those that are mediary or intermediary space between the non-physical, that which is in the beginning, and the physical. You know what I'm saying? The Shakti is the power to leave the body, right? And leaving your body would just kind of, in a way, will point to being in alignment with things that's beyond what your body can sense through your body's sense organs. Koshas, our bodies. I ain't look too into that. Koshas are the different bodies. You got a physical body as one kosha. You have a emotional, etheric body as another kosha. You have a body of wisdom as another kosha. And your teachers and ancestors is what put you in the many different bodies that you come in, right? They're linked with that. It's because of our ancestors and our lineage that we have certain bodies and physiques, certain attributes, certain inclinations, even certain habits and tendencies and patterns of thinking. K2 is Star Lord for this star in manga, for this quarter moon. And K2 is represented. K2 looks backward, so K2 shows everything from the past, all one's past lives and past experience. All that one has been. You know what I'm saying? But then also it's linked with is it maternal lineage? But it's your DNA. It's whatever the other half of those chromosomes that come together. K2, Rahu will be the other half. Right? So many of the gifts from our ancestors, the manga shows power, but it's inherited power. So the gifts from our ancestors are in our DNA. It's like inherent in our bodies. In addition to the ones we carry over from our previous lifetimes. K2 as Star Lord of Maga is in Ahriman star Otara Falguni. Ahriman is foremost of the Peters, or the ancestral spirits. And Krishna is Ahriman. Of the Peters, Krishna is Ahriman. So Ahriman is the foremost of the ancestral spirits. Right. And then Sun is the Star Lord of Falguni and represents one's ancestors or Peters. And Sun is in K2's exaltation, Scorpio. You know what I'm saying? So change is going on, right? What can I say? The example I got for that, I'm taking a shower and it just like I could feel my spleen do something. I seen the image. I was like, I had a thought. I was like, damn. So did we ended up? Me and my siblings' son is in my third house. Siblings. So I was like, damn, did me and my siblings end up? I don't know if it was a Black and Mild or a fucking cool cigarette. I don't know whose it was, but I ended up trying to smoke one, and I was like, did we try that shit before or after our grandfather passed? And then I kind of shook it off. I went to go get dressed, and I'm like, it hit me again. I was like, I asked my mother. I said, hey, how did that work? Was it before or after? She was like, nah, he died before y'all did that. And I was like, damn. So, all right, I go continue on doing my whatever I gotta do. And as I'm driving, I'm coming back. I'm like, what? My spleen did something again. I said, oh, I'm gonna have to just stop this. I talk about it's a balance. Since New Moon and Libra, gotta have a balance in life. And I was like, when was the last time I just took a break from smoking? And I said, okay, I'm not about to sit up there gaslight myself. I'm not about to have any cock. I'm like, okay, I'm coping, but COPD is a respiratory disorder, if I'm not mistaken. And they got this sound, cope is in it. You feel me? You coping, but slowly, but not slowly, you killing yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, how am I gonna be able to? And I was like, all right, it is what it is. You probably have to, pretty soon, just stop that, cut it off, man. Leave the body. Leave the body might correspond to detoxing, because the previous star was a Slatia. It's the power to inflict poison. You inflict poison, you either gonna die or something's gonna leave that body. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, and part of the process again, like clean and shit like that. part of the process of getting clean is even when you stop, it's still in your system. So it's like every now and then you might breathe a certain way. You might breathe a certain way and just catch a hit, and you'll be like, oh, ooh, habits and tendencies. The ascendant star is Punarvasu and Gemini. Gemini is the twins. It shows dual, but just repeating things. Punarvasu is the star for Castor and Pollux. So it definitely is repeating things through habits, patterns, and tendencies, or patterns of thought. So just in a basic way, check my time. In a basic way, Moon in Leo is the instinct to depend upon one's own sense of self and self-expression. Saturn aspect gives seriousness or a little bit of like melancholy. Yeah, just seriousness. So it's like being serious about changing because it's a quarter moon. Third quarter moon's gonna have Sun in Leo. So this is change in the patterns of self-expression. The Venus trine smooths out some of the seriousness, right? Moon being in trine to Venus. They don't, it's only like a partial aspect, but Kendrakana is kind of strong. So it's like it's enjoyable. It's still enjoyable. It's a smooth, relaxing kind of time. Not too demanding, even though Saturn's aspect can make it feel demanding or serious. It could be a little bit of delays or some setbacks. Mercury square creates communication or miscommunication, a lack thereof, possibly. You feel Mercury's not in a strong sign, but he is an own star. And then Moon is second to Mars in an Anafa yoga. I believe it's Anafa yoga. And that shows inherited qualities of assertion, energy, action, cruelty, anger, aggression, stuff like that. So quarter moon, if you read putting moon in the first house, this brings any issues in private life, you might be able to sort them out once and for all. And that's John, that was a note to self. I was talking about that, like the spleen, when my spleen hit, and I was like, yo, I gotta put these I just gotta get clean, dog. See, I get clean. It's like, oh, I've been doing this because my grandfather passed. You looking at it, I'm like, in the shower, I say, what? Did he pass before or after we tried that black and mild? Okay, he passed before we tried it. So we probably only did it because, hey, I'm sad, nigga, and I don't really want to cry in front of y'all, but you want to do something. You want to do something stupid? Wow, we all coping. We all coping. The ones doing something stupid, just coping. Oh man. And then my spleen hit later in the car. I was like, whoa. Yeah, probably just put it down because I get clean. This is a habit. It's not really productive. It's just a habit of trying to cope with something. And this is me talking about the ascendant star. And yeah, ironically, I think Punarvasu is a star of substance. It gives the power of substance. So Aditi is the beginning, right? Not maybe even before. It's space. So it's the space even before, maybe even negation, right? But it's a substance. It's like a fabric. You know what I'm saying? Like fabric of the universe. Elastic potential of our mind, patterns of thought. So our mind has a mind substance. I believe it's called chitta. From this chitta is kind of like faith. It's the substance that is faith. Like you might have had a pattern of doing this and it created whirlpools in the fabric of your mind. So it's like you'll be sailing along because moon is water. You're sailing along, you're moving, right? It's Kaphavata, you're sailing along, moving along the low waters of your mind and space and whatever reality you perceive. And then, okay, now you got inclination or whirlpool or the potential, the elasticity of your mind pulls down here. So now you start steering over there. that substance, punarvasu, is like is it's a bow and arrow. It might even be a sail. When the image I'm seeing in my head is a sail on a boat. So you doing that, you gotta steer that jump the other way, but you have to constantly make that choice and intent to steer away from that. But not, it's weird. You gotta be on top of it. I don't know how to put that. So Mercury is ascended lord and Atmakarga, so like soul planet, king of the chart. Planets in Scorpio undergo intense changes. So the personality, the approach to life, the way of communicating. The Mercury is his objective, especially seen in the star of Slatia and even the star of Jayesta, is to be able to get control of the mind in some way. So changing them, understanding you know the mind kind of unpredictable. You cannot predict what it's going, but you can get ahead of things. Maybe went too far. Hey, listen, all communication is evil unless it be the will of God that brings fruit in that conversation or that communication, right? So, yeah, I drew the Empress card this morning. Let me look that up. We can look at it now. Google with that. Ooh, Copilot. Dude, it's here to stay, man. The AI. I gotta get used to it. Seated on the throne, that's Maga, the Empress. The Empress is feminine. Feminine part represents kind of like power, my nigga. This is Venus, though. So it's mercy. It's the Netzach, pillar of mercy and stuff. So abundance, fertility, and creative force. When it appears in a reading, it's a time of growth, nurturing energy, and potential. Interesting. Abundance reflects prosperity, luxury, the enjoyment of life's pleasures. Nurturing suggests care, compassion, and a focus on family or creativity. Creativity encourages the flow of ideas and the birth of new projects or relationships. She represents the archetypal mother figure, offering unconditional love and support in essence. The Empress encourages us to embrace our senses, our environment, and our inner creativity. Is there nah, but look though. When they say archetypal mother figure, the Empress, I think, is depicted with like a waterfall behind her. A waterfall. Like, you know what I'm saying? The chitta is the substance of that mind. It's always moving, but it's coming down and impressing upon that next thing. And water, just like it drown you. And the bottom of a waterfall it's like, oh, you get stuck at the bottom of a waterfall, you ain't coming back up. You understand what I'm saying? They talk about those mother figures, but then because this is Venus is on the pillar of mercy. The merciful pillar is very giving. It will drown you. It will smother you. And then smother got mother in it. So still gotta be careful. You dig what I'm saying? I'm looking at the card. She is on the throne. And that's Maaga. Interesting. Trying to see if I notice anything else. I think she like might be with child, or she's depicted as being like maybe pregnant to show fertility. But then also like if you're giving birth to a child, you starting a you rooted in something and you starting a family. That's it. It does point to lineage, but hey. Yeah. Look. Zoom in on this one. That's wheat. I believe that's wheat. That's grain. Grain, grain does not need grain. Grain is fertile because it doesn't actually need a pollinator. Strange enough, I just learned this maybe last month. Just strange little tidbit. Grain like wheat, I believe rice is a grain. All of those things do not need like they don't need pollination in order to reach full cycle. Grain is also used in strada. Strada is, hold on, where is that at? Grain is used in strada oftentimes to give acknowledgement that it is. In ancient India, the pitcher were worshipped with approximately equal as importance as the gods, but the rituals were different. Rituals for worshiping the pitcher are called shraddha and always involve grains. Indeed, the word maga can even connote grain. You dig what I'm saying? So you use grains. You offer some rice, some sesame seeds and stuff like that. You offer that up, put it in a river. She is a flowing body of water because we all little streams and channels branching off from the source just to go right back to the source. So it's like, oh yeah, you dig what I'm saying? If you put some rice, some sesame seeds, some grains, pull out some liquor, it's going, that liquor going to roll. But if you put these things in the river, it's going to go with the current and eventually it's going to meet up with source. So all your acknowledgments, rituals, your worship, your prayers, they die like you put them out there with the intent to go to the source. That's why it's a lot of times they just say bless the Lord, because oh yeah, it's gonna reach your people also. In addition to, you know what I'm saying, like fountainhead, God is fountainhead. From Him springs everything, and then everything gonna return to. Hey, for most of our ancestors is the Lord. Abundant, powerful, nurturing is the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I like that this one got crystals too, because you feel me? Crystals is like old kind of minerals. You dig what I'm saying? All right. I don't remember what button stops.